We may have started this with silver, but we're going to finish it with gold. God, that was even bad for me. Jesus. Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you're new around here, my name is Aiden, and in today's review we have a very exciting pair of sneakers to take a look at. So in today's review we will be focusing on the recently released Nike Air Max 97 in the Gold Bullets colorway. I honestly can't tell you how long I've waited to add these into the personal collection. I'm honestly very excited to be getting into this one, and I don't want to take up any more time on the intro. So sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and get straight into this video. So before we go ahead and actually get into the shoes, just like we always do, let's just start this off with the packaging. And unlike your typical Air Max 97 release, we do actually get a slight shake up when it does come to the packaging for this one. Now on this one, we do actually have that more retro OG vibe. So we had the exact same box with the silver bullets as well. Given the fact that this is a very iconic shoe for the 97, a very iconic colorway, it definitely is justified to, kind of shake up the box every now and then. So for this one, we do have that old cardboard finish across the front with that black Nike swoosh. And then on this portion of the box, we do have some text which reads, engineered and built to the exact specifications of championship athletes from around the world. If we then take a quick look at the label which reads, we have the Nike Air Max 97 OG in the metallic gold varsity red colorway. And this is a personal pair as it is a UK size 9.5, which is my personal size in 97s. So that's the size label for anyone who wants to check it out. I do believe here in Europe we are actually getting them earlier than some other places around the world. I think America, I saw it was like March, which is a little bit weird to say it's so far in the future. So if you are getting them early, maybe jump back to that part for the size label because that's how it should look. And then if we do open up the box itself, on the inside, pretty standard tissue paper, nothing really to write home about there. And then underneath that, here we have the kicks, so let's go ahead and get straight into the shoes. So without any further ado, the moment we've all been waiting for, in hand we have the Nike Air Max 97 in the Gold Bullets colorway. Now this shoe they released on the 26th of January for us here in Europe, or specifically us here in the UK. And this is pretty much a GR release in most cases. This is still currently readily available at pretty much every major retailer. Now I do just kind of say that just to kind of point out that I was actually able to get these under retail, but I don't actually think I was supposed to. Now I actually ordered my pair from Hip and they actually got the shoes to me within 24 hours. For anyone who's watching this video that don't know who Hip are, I do believe they are a Manchester based retailer underneath the JD umbrella. Now for those of you that don't know, JD owns a bunch of major retailers here in the UK, from Size to Foot Patrol to, of course, Hip and other places as well. And I was pretty much scouting all of the websites, trying to see if any of them were allowing a discount code. I tried Hip and actually managed to get a 20% discount code on these. So I actually managed to get these under retail on release day. So I got them for £135. I then decided to share that information with you guys on the community tab. I also shared it on my Instagram page and Hip actually saw the story. And shortly after that, the discount code completely stopped working.
Computer says no.
And at that point, I honestly thought it was going to cancel my order. Fortunately enough for me, I think enough time had passed to the point where it was already gone through to packaging and they were just very, very quick about the whole process, so it couldn't be cancelled at that point. So I was very, very relieved to get these. So I actually managed to get a pretty decent steal, and the fact is, it's still considered slightly early for YouTube, so all in all, definitely a major result for me.
I feel so alive!
Now, if you are tuning into this video today to decide whether or not you should be adding these into your collection as well, in this review, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know, from materials through to sizing, so by the end of this video, you can decide for yourself whether this is something you're going to add to your collection as well. So let's dive in straight into this one, starting out with the upper to begin with. But before we touch on the materials, I did want to quickly break down some of this shoe's history for anyone that's watching that might not be too familiar. Originally released back in 1999 as a follow-up to the highly coveted silver bullets that had released 2 years prior, the Air Max 97 gold bullets can sometimes be mistakenly referred to as a OG colorway. I've definitely made that mistake. I still thought it was an OG colorway until recently, and I feel like when you do see the two shoes side by side, there are definitely a lot of parallels that definitely make the shoe look and feel like an OG. So even though this is the OG and this is effectively a GR release that released 2 years later, it still has the OG feel and vibe to it, and every single time it comes back around, there is, a little bit of fanfare for it, maybe a little bit less this time because the shoe did only release 5 years ago, back in 2018. I feel like a lot of people that had them then still have them now. Unlike myself, I wasn't able to get them then, so I was very excited to get them now. So I definitely feel like, depending on whether you have a pair, will kind of dictate whether or not you feel like you need one. But I definitely feel like seeing these in person, and especially looking at them side by side with the silver bullets, there are definitely a lot of parallels between these two colorways. Now, to jump back into some more of the details for this one, when it does actually come to the upper, we do have a mostly all mesh and leather construction. And as you can see, it has been dipped in that luxurious all gold hue. So at the base of the shoe, we do have that all gold mesh material, which is then accented beautifully by these wavy 3M panels, which actually glide from around the toe box all the way back to the heel. Now the 3M on this is absolutely insane. It's exactly the same with the silver bullets, and it is the most defining feature of the 97 for me. Every single time I take a picture with the flash on, it looks absolutely incredible, especially on the base of that all gold finish. I just think it looks absolutely incredible. So if you have these or you're considering picking these up, definitely make sure to put a fit together. Take a picture with the flash on, it just looks absolutely incredible. Now the reason we actually have these little wavy lines on the actual upper of the shoe itself is because the designer Chris Tesser was inspired by water droplets and how the water would actually ripple based on the droplets themselves. We covered that quite comprehensively within my silver bullets review, and I don't want to bore anybody that saw that one as well. So if you want a little bit more of insider knowledge as to how the 97 came to be, do make sure to check it out. I will link it above in the description, as well as in my description box down below if you do want to check it out after this one. And as we then begin to work our way further down the shoe, like we see throughout the vast majority of the upper of the shoe itself, we do have more of that luxurious all gold finish to the mudguard, and the mudguard itself has been constructed using this leather material. As we then work our way into the midfoot, breaking up the mudguard itself, we then have this all gold mesh material making up the midfoot portion, which is then accented beautifully by this red and black Nike swoosh on both the lateral and medial sides. As we then work our way back to the heel, we do have our first of two pull tabs. Now the pull tab itself has been done in a really nice black and red finish, and then running down the actual pull tab itself, we do have this gold or glittery gold Air Max branding, a very nice touch in my opinion. Now when it does come to the lacing options for this one, we do only actually get one set of laces, and those are the gold laces that actually come in the shoe to begin with. I personally couldn't imagine changing the laces up. I feel like it's such an iconic design and feature of the shoe itself that to change them out for anything else would be just something that I personally couldn't do. Another one of the things that makes me not want to change the laces on 97s is the fact that the eye stays are actually woven into the sidewalls, so it's a little bit too much hassle for me, so I'm just going to leave the laces as they are. Now the laces themselves do sit atop more of that really nice all gold mesh material at the base of the tongue itself, but as we work our way up to the top of the tongue, we have this black nubuck tongue tag with that red embroidered Nike swoosh in the center, and as I was saying earlier, we do have a second pull tab, always a very nice feature. And then as we do work our way onto the inside of the shoe, we have this really nice all black colour to this cotton sock liner. And when it does come to the sock liners for the 97s, there isn't a crazy amount of padding in there, so it's not going to feel very, very cushioned underfoot against your ankle. But as a regular low top option, just for everyday, all day wear, I personally find these very comfortable, so you'll have absolutely nothing to worry about there. And as we then work our way even further inside the shoe, we have this all black insole with this gold Nike swoosh featured on there as well. And then just to close that in terms of the details, as we then work our way down to the midsole, we do have a Phylon midsole, which sits atop a full length air unit. And if you do look closely at the air unit itself, it has been tinted in gold to match up with the vast majority of the upper of the shoe. As we then work our way onto the outsole, we do have your classic Air Max 97 style of outsole, and it has been done in that majority black and white colour. But just underneath the actual heel, we do have this very nice gold section in with that red Nike swoosh, a very nice touch in my opinion. Now when it does come to the overall sizing for these, I go a half size up from my regular true to size fit. So for me, I'm a UK size 9 in most other shoes, but for these I did go with a 9.5, and like the silver bullets, they fit me absolutely perfectly. So if you are looking for my sizing advice, I would definitely recommend to go a half size up. I do believe that these are readily available everywhere, so if you are struggling to understand what the best sizing is, I'd highly recommend trying them out before buying them. If this one in particular isn't at your retail store, try any other 97 that they have available, because they do, in my opinion, all fit very similar, if not the same. And then outside of that, we've covered everything that you need to know, from materials through to sizing. So if we now just go ahead and just wrap up this video. So just to wrap up this video so you guys can get out of here, in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, to give these a rating, I'm going to say they are a very solid 8.5 out of 10. They definitely didn't disappoint. The 5-year wait to get them, and the fact that we now have been able to complete the silver and gold, I am very, very happy to have both of these in the personal collection. If you're asking which one I do prefer, of course it's always going to be the silver bullets, but there is definitely a special place in the collection for this one as well, so very glad to be able to say that I have both now. I kind of feel like this has kind of covered all my bases for 97s. There isn't too many other ones that I feel like I need to get. So overall, this could actually be my 97 collection full stop. So we'll just kind of have to see how that goes. I would love to get your guys' opinion on it as well, so do let me know what you think of my rating, let me know what yours is as well, and any of your other thoughts, do make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you have stuck around to this point in the video, as always, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one. Peace.